September song. That seemed appropriate tonight for the very first live stream in September. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Create Like You Live Show with Kelsey Lee Cate. And if we're just meeting for the first time, I'm so glad that you're here with me, whether you're watching live or on the replay. And I just hope that you are doing well, whatever you are up to this evening. And what I love to do right off the bat with my live streams, for those of you who have been following for a while, is I like to share the live stream on my Facebook pages and with my friends. And so I'm actually just going to quickly, as we're right here together, going to do that. And I want to invite you to do the same. And so far I see Nancy Storsley, my grandmama, in the chat. Hi, Grandma. Hey, Grandpa. Love you guys. And you are over the mountains in Manson, which actually we were just at a couple days ago. Not minutes, Kelsey. And that was very fun. We got to hang out and and we got to enjoy the last bits of summer. It definitely feels like it is cooling down around town. What about for you guys? Where are you listening from tonight? I see Shanine's in the chat. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And you are Federal Way. Is that where you live, Shanine? I can't quite remember off the top of my head. So I'm sharing that to my story there, and then I'm going to go over. I actually am live streaming, for those of you who are curious, to 4 different places. 2 places on Facebook, my personal profile and my group, and then Twitch and YouTube. So there's 4 ways to watch tonight. And if you want to invite a friend to watch with us, all you need to do is to share the link. You can either do this link, whatever you're on right now, but some people don't like Facebook, some don't know what Twitch is, some are not sure about YouTube. So however you prefer to watch, you're welcome to just share the createlikeyou.co web address. And I'm about to post that actually right here in my chat. So I will go ahead and broadcast this quick note, which might take a second. Oh, a precious few September, November. You know, the very first time that I first heard this, okay, there. It's a mammoth little message there. Cool. Okay. So now you all have the details about this live stream tonight. The first time I heard September song, I think I was in high school, and I remember falling in love with it. And actually my dad's mom first introduced me to it and said that she loved it. And so that was why I first learned how to play it. And her birthday is actually in September. It is this Friday, the 3rd, tomorrow. So happy birthday, Grandma. I know that you are going to, I'll send this live stream to you later, so you'll be able to hear it after the fact. But my friends, I'm excited to do 2 things with you tonight. I'm going to share some music with you, and I also have a nice little tip that I've discovered even the last couple days that has really made a big difference for me in my productivity, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. So with that, first I figured maybe I'd play another little bit of September song for those of you who have just joined in. And I want to welcome Joseph. Hello, Joseph. Good to see you today. Hope you're doing well. And thank you very much for being with me tonight. And Shanine is from Whidbey Island. That's right. That's right. And you enjoy the wall. Well, I'm glad you do. Thank you very much. I do too. Yeah, this whole thing is under construction. We were actually thinking about maybe playing with maybe suspending the light bulbs, adding some shelves. I don't know. So over the next couple weeks, we'll see what the design looks like. But in case this is your first time, I normally have the chat right here. And so I can see your comments, whether you're watching on Facebook in those 2 places or on YouTube or Twitch. And I welcome you to say hey in the chat. I like to pretend that this is actually my living room. So pull up a chair, grab a glass of water, cup of tea, and let's enjoy some music together to start. Hey, Lo, good to see you. Floating shelves definitely would be nice. I agree. When you wish upon a star. That song is so fun. I love that one. You know, I have to let you in on a little fun idea I have. Now, today is September 2nd, and Halloween is not until October 31st. Now, I've been having a thought. I know oftentimes kids do costume parties and they love to hang out, but because of right now with COVID and with the Delta variant and a lot of uncertainty, there very well may not be as many opportunities for kids to be able to go out and have fun and do harvest parties and stuff like that. So I had an idea, and this is literally maybe 30 minutes old, so you guys are the first to hear of it. I thought it'd be super fun, and I have wanted to do this forever and just never have. I want to buy a Belle costume, and I want to make a October 31st costume party live stream where I'm sharing piano music, doing a whole bunch of different Disney songs. So if you think that's a fun idea, let me know, because I would love to invite as many kids to this as I can, and I want to inspire them to be able to play and show them how much fun music is to play. And I want to connect us all together because, again, we're starting to reduce how much we can go out. I was just talking to my mother-in-law about this today with my sweet niece Eden, her granddaughter. And I was thinking how fun it would be to have something to look forward to at the end of October. Now, here's the thing. I started looking up Belle costumes, and literally 20 minutes before this, so this is brand new, the average that I was finding costs a couple $100. So this is my thought. I wonder if I could raise the money in time by maybe sometime next week. I could order the costume in time. And this is, I'm a little nervous to order on Amazon without actually trying on the costume first, but my idea was maybe we could actually raise enough money for me to be able to order this and to have it in time for the 31st of October. So if that's a fun idea, let me know. And again, I haven't really thought through how I might share this yet, or this idea. I was thinking of maybe either starting a Kickstarter for that, so then people could just share the link and you could donate, or something. So if you also have an idea for what I might be able to do that way, send me a message. And my email is also connected to that website, createlikeyou.co, which is actually still currently kelseyleemusic.com. I'm still figuring all that out. So if you just go to kelseyleemusic.com, you can send me an email and give me some tips on how I might actually go about doing that. Because I think it'd be so fun to inspire kids to play the piano, to play some music that all of us love. And we might not be able to go to a costume party, or maybe some parents might not be as comfortable with kids going out and trick-or-treating this year. But anyhow, and you know what's funny, you guys? I have not even checked to see what day of the month the 31st is. So let's look. The 31st is going to be a Sunday. That's fun. Okay. So for that month, it'll be a Sunday night. We're going to do a bonus live stream, and I might even make it a concert event. We'll see. I'll have to see. Maybe I can do tickets to that. So stay tuned. If that sounds like fun and you want your kids, your grandkids, or your friends' kids, your nieces, nephews, the kids you met at Chick-fil-A, I don't know, anybody. Oh my gosh. If you want them to come and hang out with us, I would love it. And I think it'd be super fun. In fact, what would be cool is to maybe see if I could get a feature on where we could share a whole bunch of videos, video screens, and then kids could show their costume. And I think there's a way to do that. So anyway, I'm just brainstorming with all you fun folks, but let me know if this is a good idea and we'll make it happen. Okay, so stay tuned for that. And it definitely, just today being the 2nd of September, the first live stream of the fall, I'm feeling the fall vibes and I'm ready to get going with it. So anyhow, I just want to say hey to some other friends in the chat here. So hello, Miss Linda. I've missed you too. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. And Shanine says, the joy and beautiful feelings you bring are so nice to all. Thank you. Well, I feel the same way with you here, hanging out with me in the studio. I love that. Hey, Sally. Good to see you. Miss Harris. Hey Pierre, good to see you. Hello from YouTube. And Pierre asks, will the Halloween stream be at the same location or somewhere else? I'm thinking the live stream will be here in my studio. Oh, hello May. Hello. Hope you're doing well tonight. Good to see you. And Lauren, you say you have some experience with that. Cool. Well, send me a message after, and then I think Kickstarter might be the way I go for that because people are familiar with it, but I'm so open to other suggestions too. Michael Martinez, hey, good to see you. He says, dig in the live stream, watching from Pacific Grove, California. Awesome. Well, great to see ya. That's fun. So, Create Like You live show with Kelsey Lee Cate has 2 elements to it. The first is going to be some live music. I'm going to continue to do that. And then the second half, which will be after this, in 2 songs. I'm going to share some fun productivity hack that it's not really a hack, but it's a great tip that I recently discovered that's been really helping me. And I thought maybe somebody else could use it too. So the next one is courtesy of someone named Sting. Maybe you guys know this song. We'll see. My husband's in the chat, y'all. Hey, David. In case you're wondering what that second song was, it is from, actually I'll wait for a second. I'll wait 30 seconds, and if you know what that one is, let us know in the chat. But that's a very sweet one as well. Oh, Shanine says, thank you, hope to meet you soon. I would love that too. That'd be super fun. Once all of this is over, I think we should have a meetup somewhere and hang out and play pianos and share music. That'd be super fun. Oh, well, how about that? Hi, Mr. Muck. Kim Muck is in the chat. Hi, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And Nancy Storsley, Grandmama, says, such gorgeous sounds. There's so much positive hope in your music. Thank you. Thank you. And I feel it too. I feel that there's a lot of hope. And actually, I chose to play that song. If you notice that transition, I was in A major for Fields of Gold by Sting. And then I transitioned to this, it's been 30 seconds. It's called At Last I See the Light. And it's from Tangled, the Pixar movie Tangled. And I moved it actually to D major and then moved it to E major. And D and E to me are just such hopeful keys, and they're very sweet. So anyway, can you tell that I would have so much fun putting on a bell costume and doing a kid's show? I think that'd be super fun. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know why I didn't think of doing this before. And if you're just joining in the chat and you're like, what is she talking about? I was just pondering how fun it would be to maybe do a kids show where often there's costume parties at the end of October, and maybe holding off on some of that. Families will want to do that because of the Delta variant and the impact that it has on kids. And maybe we could do a costume party where we could get together on video and we can look at each other's costumes and share some Disney music. Anyway, so I'm still figuring that out, but costumes are a couple $100. So I was thinking maybe I could do a Kickstarter, and I'll keep you guys in the loop about that. So anyhow, but while I have you here, I want to share part 2 of this Create Like You live show tonight, and that is to share a bit of inspiration that I had this week looking about how to improve productivity. And I don't know about you, but when we get back into end of August, early September, we start thinking about back to school, start thinking about, even though we're not in school anymore, some of us, I'm not, but I start thinking about ways to even get more productive, to push toward my goals. And so I was on the lookout for a way to categorize a lot of the things I just have on a to-do list. And can I see a holler in the chat? Let me know if this is you too. You could have a whole long list of to-dos, and at the end of the day, you don't get to maybe half of what you say you're going to do. So that's my problem. And I maybe get to about a third of them, and then I have to say goodbye, or I try to roll over those 2/3 to the next day, and it seldom works, and I often feel more stressed than I mean to. Shanine's raising her hand. Yeah, yep. So good, I'm not alone in the world here. But I was looking up different ways to categorize to-dos in a way that, I need it to be simple. My husband has a cool way of you attribute numerical value to each thing, and that's an amazing system of attributing points to these different things and having it that way. But I think the way my brain works is a little more simple. He's the numbers guy. I'm pointing that way because that's his office is on the other side of the wall. But I found something that's called the Eisenhower Matrix. And let me know in the chat if you've heard of what this is before. But essentially, it's a table that has 4 columns in it, or 2 columns, 2 rows, 4 boxes, essentially. And in this system, you have, and I'm just going to hold this up for the camera so you can see, you have the first column and the second. If you were to imagine different matrices on here, this stands for items in our lives that are both urgent and important. So things like that include deadlines or crises, things that we have to get to, pressing problems like finishing a client project or submitting a draft that's due in school, studying for a test or cramming, preparing for a TV interview, responding to some emails that are urgent, those kinds of things. And we tend to live here. They call that Quadrant 1. Quadrant 2 is important but not urgent. And things like that can include activities without a set deadline, but that bring you closer to your goals. And so a lot of those there's a lot of elements that could be included in that, including relationship building, recreation, networking, even exercise, goal setting, preparation, planning, maintenance, sharpening the axe, if you've heard that. Abraham Lincoln was once quoted as saying, if I have X number of hours to I forget the number. If I have 5 hours to chop a tree, I spend 4 hours of it sharpening my axe. So bettering yourself, growing your skills, strategic thinking. So all those different things are important, but they're not urgent. So if there's not an impending fire that's going to happen if we don't do it, it's not at the top of our priority list. So that's quadrant 2 right here. Quadrant 3 is urgent, but not important. So I can also get sucked into these, you guys, where it's busy work or interruptions, maybe a call I wasn't planning on receiving or taking or making, but something urgent came up. I sometimes have an issue with that when I have inspiration strike and it's not urgent, and it's urgent in my mind. I think it's urgent, but it's not actually important to what I have to do. Sometimes I prioritize that, which is bad. So clearly I'm sharing something for you guys that I'm actually working on. But other things that are urgent but not important can be things that don't require specific skill set. So making certain posts or scheduling things. And businesses incorporate admin assistants who an executive can task an admin assistant with doing things, with delegating things that do not require a specific skill set to do. And then finally, the fourth quadrant here is neither urgent nor important. And at the top of the list is social media, scrolling, the endless scroll, the YouTube videos. You guys, I confess, I am a chronic YouTube watcher. I love sitting, and right now I love watching a whole bunch of fall decor videos. I love looking at all of the different ways to upcycle things. I think that's so fun, but I can get stuck in doing that. So things that are not important, distractions that make you feel worse afterward. And they say, just like candy, it's okay, but in moderation, in balance in your life. Other examples can be perfectionism, overanalysis, video games, trivia, some mail, some phone calls. Anyhow, you get the picture. So what they recommended doing, and this is something I just started doing, was I created a Google Doc and I just made a simple table like this. And this table here is basically just some of those examples that I was just showing you. But I started putting my own things on my gargantuan list of to-dos on here. And I thought this would be a really great tip to share with you guys, because whether we're creatives, whether you're watching in live or on the replay, maybe you're a creative and you have this as your industry, as your business, and you're wanting to build, or maybe you're just a closet sketcher, whatever, and you do sales for your normal job, whatever it is, whatever activity that you do. A way to prevent burnout, which I've been reading a lot of articles about lately, is to have a plan in place and not have so much stress that we can have inside of the expectations and the unmet expectations that glare at us and say, you have not completed what you needed to, but that's not really necessarily our fault. And so without organization, without some tips, it can be hard to wade through that. And so I wanted to share this as a really cool tool that seems really practical. So just make a Google Doc, or hey, even just take a piece of paper, divide it in 4, and then you can write quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. And then look up the Eisenhower Matrix, and I'll actually, as I'm here, post an article that I found earlier from the Decision Lab, which, let's copy that, where the author talks about the history. It was actually President Eisenhower who came up with this system and shared it. And there's some really great history that you can take a look at with how, and there's some better explanation that this article offers. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste that. But anyhow, it's called the Decision Lab. And so even if you want to type that in, Decision Lab, Eisenhower Matrix, you'll find the information that I've been reading personally. So anyway, thought maybe somebody else would appreciate that. And what I've been reading from different blogs about this Eisenhower Matrix, the beauty of it and the sweet spot is to really live in, if we're to prioritize, that most of our time would be spent in the things that are important, not urgent, barking at us, but the things that build us forward, that build our spiritual growth, our family devotions, our networking, our exercise, those things that are the things that we really want, but sometimes feel so far away because they are not in our daily reactionary habits or knee-jerk reactions. At least that's, for me, is the case. And so Amelia says she really appreciates the tip. I'm so glad. That's awesome. Yes, and you're welcome, Shanine. I'm glad that was helpful for you too. Yeah, I would love to know what your thoughts are. Maybe even let me know in the live stream next week, or if you want to make a post or send me a message, whatever. Let me know if you try this, how it works for you. And so I've been already doing that here. And normally I do a planner where I have my list and my days. And so I'll have Monday, Tuesday, and I just use a journal for this. But sometimes I find that I'll have my to-do list or whatever, my week at a glance, but I'm still not really addressing the habits. And then sometimes, I read this in another article, if people live here in the urgent and important only, they become so burned out that they end up going straight to the Quadrant 4, which is vegging. I'm not saying vegging is bad, an occasional TV show. It's like an occasional muffin. But if we make our diet on this as a way to survive the urgent and important, the tool, the key that folks were saying, that we're talking about this online, are saying the key is to start eliminating those things that are actually time wasters, that take the time away from being able to get stuff done in the time and plan that we allotted, in order to be able to actually make traction and headway in that quadrant. So anyhow, I wanted to keep this short and sweet, but that's my challenge to you, and I'm extending it to myself. I'm doing this as well. And what is your favorite way to keep track of what you have to do? And let me know, please, in the comments. I'd love to know, how are you doing right now currently? How are you feeling with productivity? Are you feeling burned out from the summer with so much to do, and you're now going, oh my gosh, I'm not ready to jump into fall. I'm not ready to get disciplined because I feel so drained just surviving the summer. I've actually heard people say that, or I've watched Instagram accounts, folks, moms, business people say they're burned out and they're tired. They're not even ready to jump back in because they've not had that space to rest. So, and I actually just did want to share a quick little testimony this last week. I'm actually practicing saying no to things more. And I did this, I actually said no to a couple different events this last weekend, which were really difficult for me to say no to, but they made space for me to be able to more deeply dig into those things that I really want to pursue. And I got more headspace, for example, to compose. I sat at the piano, and sometimes it can feel, because it's not urgent, I think, well, it's important, I'll do it later. But if I don't sit and just compose and allow myself to explore creativity at the piano, when it comes time to do live streams, for example, or performing, oftentimes I can start feeling really dry and uninspired and stressed, and I make mistakes more often. And in my mind, I start thinking, oh, this is my judgment turns on in my brain. Yes, even sometimes in the live stream, that can happen. But if I say no to the things that that cause me to spend time to go to plan to go to. I have to go get an outfit. You guys, this is real life this last week. Instead of choosing to spend the time to go seek out whatever outfit was required for this event and to go and purchase it, spend money that I don't think I would have really necessarily worn this attire any other time, to support people I don't necessarily interface with a whole lot, to where it wouldn't make or break our relationship to attend. You guys, this was really hard this week to say no to, but I felt such freedom after sending a really gentle and kind message saying, I'm so sorry, I will not be attending your event. I didn't say I can't, because that would not be truthful. I said, I will not be attending your event, but I want to thank you so much. I'm so happy for you. I'm celebrating you. And I felt a beautiful level of authenticity and freedom. And I remember closing my laptop and just taking a deep breath, and it feels good. So I want to challenge you, what can you say no to this week that will allow more space in your life for the important, not urgent dogs barking at you, but the important places that you want to grow in your life? And I will do that too. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you. Again, it's called the Eisenhower Matrix. And if you take a look at that link that I added in the chat, let me know if you guys can see it in the different platforms. I think you should be able to. And anyhow, yeah. And Lo Robbins, my friend on Facebook, says, I loved hearing you play tonight. I have to go walk my dog, but I will say before I go that making a list and another 3 lists of the same list is usually how I get things done. A list for everything. A list for everything. Hashtag. Also, limiting my freedom until I get what I need completed, like earning time with friends or events. That's a great way to look at that. And she also says, put yourself first. It's perfectly okay to say no. Holla. Hashtag, it's okay to say no. Or just hashtag say no. Thank you, Lo. I really appreciate that. And have a great walk with your pup. Hope that they're doing well. What is your dog's name again? I don't remember. I don't know if you're still here or not. And Shanine says, feeling good. Thank you for you. Thank you. You're awesome too. I appreciate you. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play some more music. Oh yeah, Honey Bear. That's right. That's what your dog's name is, Honey Bear. She's very cute. Well, and you know what's just for fun? I'm going to hold this up here and I'm going to be looking at this song. And the next thing I'm going to play, actually, and this is just off the cuff, I want to play some music that I'm inspired to play right now based on what I'm reading. So what I want to play, and I've never tried this before, but I think it'll work. I want to try to play something that shows that process of the confusion and the frustration and the feeling stuck, and then what happens when there's further clarity and simplicity in the mind. We'll see. This is the first time I've tried this. Okay, and for fun, I'm going to pull this closer so you guys can see more of my hands. How about? Okay. Let's try this. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I don't know. Do you prefer to see my face or my fingers? I never know quite how to mess with the camera. Okay. All right, let's see. Makes sense to start off in a minor key, don't you? Hello, Miss Carolyn. Good to see you. Love you, my friend. What do you think? Huh, that was interesting. I haven't really tried to do that before, but I don't know. Maybe I should try to develop that. Maybe work with that and clean it up a bit, because it did kind of sound helter-skelter as well. Maybe even a little too helter-skelter. But it was in a minor key at first, and then there's a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of jumble. And then at the very end, not only did it slow down slightly, which I think is appropriate, but also it was in G major instead of E minor, and it was more spread out. And it was fewer notes. I was trying to say more with less. Anyway, maybe that's why some people really gravitate toward more of that minimalist style, where there's less stuff to look at, because we just want to see clean, less to look at, more space for our brain just to take in the piece. Which I think is partially why I like this backdrop right now, because it's very simple. It's just a chair with some color, some light bulbs that are really bright. Let's try fixing that a little bit. Oop, there we go. That's better. Oh, I should have done that earlier. Oh well. Anyways. Oh, Shanine, thank you. She says that she has to go. Good night. Oh, thank you for hanging out with me. And it really is a pleasure to have you. And I just love sharing the music. Someday we'll meet. Hope you have a beautiful night's rest. And Zach, hello, my friend from high school. Cedar Park, yeah. Oh, and you're starting YWAM soon. That's awesome. Very cool. Where are you going to be stationed with YWAM? That's awesome. Wow, well, we have just a couple minutes left, and I'm going to play... Actually, I'm going to play a song, and Grandma and Grandpa, just imagine that this is a kiss blown your way tonight. How's that? And also let me know in the chat if you're going to take me up on the Eisenhower Matrix this weekend, or this week. Oh, cool, you're going to be in Colorado Springs, Zach. That is awesome. Very cool. Well, I wish you well on your time at YWAM. That sounds awesome. Amazing grace. You know, tying that all together from talking about that organization matrix, excuse me, that concept of organizing our thoughts and organizing our to-dos and our priorities into different ways. At the end of the day, I'm so grateful that there's still grace in the midst of things that maybe I could have done better, should have done better, couldn't have done better, but wished I had. Whatever that is, I'm so grateful that the grace of God covers over all of that. Absolutely. Amen, Jerry. I see your comment. Great to see you in the chat, my friend, and I hope you're doing well. I miss you. I miss seeing you. And yeah, you know, at the heart of Poema, which is the name of that's the name I chose for my one album that I've done so far, Poema, Stories from the Piano. I chose that word, poema, which means workmanship, work of art. And the actual context that we are the workmanship of God is placed in Ephesians, where Paul says that we, in earlier up in the chapter, in chapter 2, Paul says that we are created anew in Jesus Christ so that we can do the works that he prepared beforehand, that we should walk in them. And so that's really at the heart of my vision for this creative journey, and to invite other folks, to invite you friends to create like you, to get inspired to release that creativity. At the seed of it is the understanding that we are each uniquely created to be creative the way that we've been designed, and that there's freedom when we discover who we truly are in Christ. And as we find that freedom, we can really walk in our identity and who we are and how we are created to be, and to release that beauty to the world, to release that fun, that love of the Father, whatever way that you are designed to and talented, the way that you've been gifted naturally. I believe that a lot of those ways are hardwired in by our Creator. So with that, I just want to extend a sincere, heartfelt thank you for hanging out with me, whether live or on the replay. And my prayer for you, and my exhortation, if I can say that word to you, is to find that freedom and figure out exactly how you've been uniquely created to be, and be fearless in letting that out. Like me, being afraid to be on live stream, but doing it because I feel the call and the drive to do it. And I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it so that instead of a window that just lets you into an artist, instead I hope that we turn that window into a mirror, that you can look at yourself and consider, after the live stream is done, how have I been created? How am I wired? And how can I show up and make a difference in the world around me? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and play one last song. Feel free to say goodbye in the chat, and I hope that that you are inspired, and share with me next time, if you take me up on that challenge, how has it been blessing you? Take care. When we were little, my dad he would tuck us into bed with Mom, and then he would pray, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine brightly on you. The Lord turn his face towards you and grant you peace. And then that's actually what the lyrics of this song are. I like to close some of my live streams with this song because I believe that it really holds the peace. It's the blessing of the Lord. So in the same way, I'm praying that the Lord would give you peace tonight. Hi Sherry, good to see you. She says, thanks for the entertainment as I process vegetables for the freezer. Cool. What vegetables are you processing? And Jerry says, good night, my friend. Be blessed, both you and David. Oh, thank you. Blessings back. Hope to see you one of these days. And Sherry says she's preparing carrots, zucchini, and strawberries. Tonight's harvest. That's so cool. Good for you, Sherry. That's inspiring. And Carolyn says, you're gonna make me cry. It's been a long time since I've heard that. Yeah, it's a special one, isn't it? I think if you look up Michael Card and then Barocha, Barocha, B-A-R-O-C-H-A, you can find that song with him singing it. again for hanging out with me tonight. And I look forward to seeing you next time on Create Like You Live Show. God bless.